talked to her. We were having fun. And she was cool. But even before we started talking, I told her, I was like, the reason why I don't like doing like interviews is because it's like journalism is like lazy. They regurgitate like old shit. They don't fucking like. It's just sloppy, you know. They ask dumb questions, but then we had this good interview. Then the shit comes out today, and all it is like she just copied my Wikipedia page and like just like rewrote like old Facebook stories. And I was like,
and she was specifically like, I'll try to stay away from that.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Let me give you another example. Mantillo, that linebacker for Notre Dame. Every journalist did not do the background check, whether she existed, if she died. Only Deadspin did the job. Deadspin is the basically National Enquirer sports news. So,
Yeah.
when people invest in interest, they don't do research.
All right, hold on. Let me start the show. Yeah, they're already going. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to DVD ASA. That's Incest Radio. Who here hasn't fucked their cousin? Definitely I have. Bobby, you fucked your sister? Definitely. Oh, who was that girl then? Anyways, we're here with Asa Akira.
Hi.
We got trivia with Bobby. We have very, very special guests. We have Dirtbags Mr. Cartoon and Estevan Oriol. These guys are like my fucking brothers from another mother. If you guys don't know, Cartoon is the fucking best tattoo artist, just artist period ever. And Estevan, Cartoon is sick. I'm very excited to have him here today. And Estevan is, first of all, he'll fuck anyone up. He has a if you ever go to Estevan's house and there's a little gun on his desk, don't pick it up. It'll shock the shit out of you. And he takes the best pictures of like the hottest chicks and basically he takes pictures of either the hottest chicks in the world or the scariest dudes in the world. And so
They're LA legends.
these dudes are here today, and of course, how could I forget very, very, very special guest Yoshi Obayashi here today, the dirtiest comic in the world.
I don't like when you say special.
Fuck
like a
you.
retarded
You
kid.
are special.
Or why are you even a guest? You've been here every single time.
Yeah.
We got to trick him to get over here. You have to get down with his syndrome.
It's like the ultimate commitment issue.
Yoshi.
Yes.
So, for those of you who thought it was a joke, Yoshi is actually my janitor. He excels at the custodial arts, and so.
What does this make you so happy?
No. Hold the fuck up. As the day ended yesterday, he comes upstairs like completely sick. I'm like, fucking go home, dude. And he's like, no, I'm okay. I feel much better. And then he leaves. So I'll just like, you know, I know Bobby, you have your own trivia show, but I'm just gonna like I'll give anyone in this room fucking $10,000 cash if they can guess. So I left.
Okay.
I left and I was like, this motherfucker is like sick cleaning the house. I wake up, I come back to the office today. Someone's definitely been on my fucking computer.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. Like, that's what I want, your fucking cooties all over my computer. I got all my personal porn on there and shit. So he's definitely been on my computer, like all my shit's like checked out. He's like has his Twitter thing. So I'll give anyone here, I'll give everyone one guess. Fuck it, I'll give 20 grand. I'll give 20 grand cash if you can guess two of the fucking Google searches that Yoshi, you obviously can't play. He had two things that he was researching on my computer, and he left the windows up. This is Yoshi Obayashi, a man who freely admits that he eats hookers' buttholes. So he gets off on amputee porn, and he gets off on...
Oh, this is the...
No, don't give any
say.
clues.
Okay.
Wait,
If Yoshi fucks up and gives a clue...
Is it
right
sexual?
now, I'm giving 0 clues. It could be... I'm just... For those of you...
But Dave, to be fair, before you got here, I did talk to Asa.
Oh, I know what it is. Don't say anything more. I already know what one is.
Oh, fuck. All right, so Asa's disqualified.
Wait, no. But he didn't tell me that he was Googling it. Or
Look,
I don't even want to say
it's...
more than that.
I'm going to fucking go to my safe deposit box, get the cash, and I'll give it
One
to...
is a tranny.
Okay, that's your guess?
Yeah.
So strategy-wise, it's better to go last, because then everyone else can...
Oh, fuck.
So,
Shit.
no, your guess is gone. It's not a tranny.
It wasn't?
No.
Glory hole?
Cartoon is wrong, too. It's not a glory hole, but that was... a
Wait,
good
I
guess.
don't even remember
Wait.
now.
We each have
How
one.
about this? You'll never This is the clue. You'll never guess what it is.
Well, I don't even remember. Is it
Well-
something nasty?
I'm not giving any clues. My only clue is that you'll never guess what it is. But I knew someone was on my fucking computer.
Yeah.
Because all your Twitter shit was on there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck is this guy looking at? And then 2 pages came up, and it was what you were researching last night. Bobby, Estevan, you guys.
I don't remember.
Afghanistan?
Good guess, but no. Estevan's last. I'm gonna give you $20,000 if you can guess.
Wait, let's each get 2 guesses.
All right, on the second guess.
For 10,000. For 10,000.
All right,
Okay.
good.
Look at her face.
All right, Estevan, go
It's
ahead.
my hooking rate.
Fucking animals.
No, you guys, like I said, you'll never guess.
Who
what
was
it
the
is.
closest, Bobby?
All
with
right, you said
Afghanistan?
fucking animals, glory holes, trannies, and I guess Bobby would be the closest.
Okay, but it's not close
All right,
at
so
all.
10 grand, second guess, and then this is it. I can't.
So it's not sexual.
I don't even remember.
What was yours, Bobby?
Afghanistan?
Okay.
So it's not sexual.
Is it funny?
School shooting.
It was. I fucking laughed for like.
yeah. Was it?
What? No, it's not school shooting. I didn't laugh at a school shooting. No.
Oh, so you laughed.
I
You
laughed.
laughed, and it's not sexual.
This is okay. This is what happened. I saw that he had been on my computer, and there was all these windows up. So I got nervous. I was like, "What the fuck does this guy?"
By the way, I didn't go
Something
through
that
your
produces
stuff.
I was
a
like,
lot
he's
of windows.
sick, so I don't want to get sick again. And 2, he definitely jerked off to my. Do we have a camera in here?
Not on the interior.
All right, put one up because I want to see if anyone jerks off on my computer. So he definitely jerked off on my computer because there was all these windows up. You jerked off on my computer, right?
No.
You definitely did.
No. 100%. I'll drink a
Were
bucket
they
of eggs.
spam windows?
No, he was looking this shit up, and I was like so scared to look, and so I clicked on the maximize thing, and then.
Oh, I remember
no,
now.
Shh.
Now I remember.
All right, Cartoon said school shooting. He didn't get it. You guys have one guess, $10,000.
Popping boils?
No.
Muslim porn where they're like lifting up their skirt to just expose like an ankle.
I have explanation.
No, I don't even want to hear the explanation. I'll reveal. Okay, Esteban, last guess.
Aborigines.
Aboriginal sex?
No, it was an.
No,
Did you
it
go?
wasn't a sexual one.
Yeah, I said popping pimples or
All right.
boils.
So for any of the audience out there guessing, this sick fuck was researching Mount Everest and what the symbol Google looks like, or infinity.
What?
You had the infinity symbol up, and it was all these images of the infinity loop. And I was like, what the fuck do you do on my computer? That's what you were researching at 4 a.m?
I remember now. I remember. Lily, who will be on the second show tonight, her friend climbed Mount Everest. Eight people died with her. 8 people died, but she survived. And they made a movie about her. And we were in process of getting her on my podcast. So I was kind of reading up on it. And I was going to put infinity symbol because they put on my Facebook, oh, look at what Yoshi's new girlfriend, and put J. Marie, the tranny thing.
Oh, she's hot. Have you seen
She's
her?
really hot. I just got a movie of her.
Okay,
actually.
check this
So
out.
I was going to put black tranny times infinity thing on his Facebook.
So you went to look for what the symbol infinity
No,
looks like.
I know what the symbol looks like. I didn't know how to
What's her name?
design it.
It's like a sideways 8.
Have you ever tattooed a tranny?
I haven't.
Dude, this
Maybe one turned into one after, but
this
they
guy
weren't
this guy
going
sent
through.
me a link to what's her name? It's just like a
Jane Marie.
Her name's Jane Marie. She looks like one of the Kardashians.
She's gorgeous.
She's like a real pretty girl, but she
Girl
has-
from Texas.
She has a dick.
Jay or Jane.
Jane.
Like Murray Jane.
So then the question is, if there's a girl or a shim or shemale, yoshimale
Shim.
that looks that pretty, and you never fucking touch the dick, you never touch it, you never even see it, but you get a blowjob from it, her, him. Is
Her.
that gay?
No,
You didn't know, so how could it?
No, you know.
Oh,
you know.
it's not gay. She identifies as a woman. It's not gay.
I don't think it matters if you're in prison. You know
Okay,
what-
but-
then-
What's the answer? Is it gay or is it not gay?
Not gay.
It's gayish,
Gayish.
but it's not. You're not holding hands at Crate and Barrel going to redesign your kitchen afterwards. You know,
yes.
Is
So
it?
that would
true.
be gay.
Is it
That's the perfect
any,
answer.
Any very like is it gay, less gay or more gay if you have your eyes open or closed, or if you kiss him on the mouth afterwards?
We're married. We can't answer these questions.
Oh, okay.
But no, cartoon's right. It's gayish, but not totally gay.
If you were walking with Jane Marie up Runyon Canyon holding hands,
Yeah.
then you'd be gay.
Okay. Bobby, would you get a blowjob from from Jane Marie?
Depends how much Korean sake he had.
All right, let's get fucking right into this shit. We have fucking awesome guests here
Both have a
today.
very wise wisdom.
These guys have more wisdom than anybody. So let's get right into this shit.
But before, why Mount Everest made you laugh? I don't understand.
Because I expected to see school shootings and glory holes and fucking that's what everyone out there thought you would be looking at on my computer, and you're looking at the symbol of Google, I mean infinity, and Mount Everest.
Why did you think he was jerking off?
To Mount why would I jerk off to Mount Everest?
Because the mouse, everything was sticky, like it was.
It takes a lot to jerk off to someone else's computer. That's really crossing the line.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Can you not use my computer anymore?
No.
What do you mean no? Don't use my fucking computer, man.
I don't use your computer to jerk off. Now, library.
I smelled the
computers.
seed. I smelled the seed. It smelled like man ass. That's
People shouldn't use other people's computers in general.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I'd feel really violated if someone like opens up my laptop and used it without me knowing.
I mean,
Where's your computer?
like your Google search history and like that shit is private.
I mean, I believe Yoshi when he says he didn't check out my history, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, like you just do like people do this, right? Like detectives do this. The human mind, the way it works, it tells stories. So if you put three things together, like if you guys just walked into this room, and there was nothing here except for like a human skull, Bambi, and Bobby's glasses, like your mind would try to like wonder why they were there and like make a story or whatever. So that's basically what you did to me. I went to my computer and I'm like, why the fuck is this fucker looking up Mount Everest? And I was thinking, I'll tell you, I was like, I started laughing because I'm like, why is this guy looking this shit up on my computer? And then I thought,
well, first of all, I was falling asleep. I did the test.
okay, so yeah, we were all filling out we're gonna have a psychological test.
I was getting tired. I knew if I get home, I'm just fall asleep, won't do it. So
Okay.
So I did it. Then I remember like, oh, Lily wanted to research on her friends.
I know why you did it, but
Right.
I'm trying to figure out
Right.
why the fuck you sick fuck are looking up Mount Everest on my computer.
And infinity symbol.
and I thought you were researching places to commit suicide.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's the thought. I'm not thinking.
Can you believe this guy?
Projecting.
Thank you.
I was like,
That's why I'm gonna kill you.
I was like, if Yoshi's gonna kill himself, he's gonna do something like, I don't know. Anyways, that's the thought that passed through my mind.
Great.
And I hope you don't do it. Anyways, but listen, let's just get right into this shit because we have very special guests here, and I'll ask very first. I'll start with the most obvious question: cartoon. Have you ever wanted to do a cartoon?
I have.
And
How about that? It's a wild concept right there.
And-
Mr. Cartoon makes
yeah,
a cartoon.
and how close is that to happening?
I've been working on it right now.
Really?
Actually, that's my 2013. Mike Judge came to my
Yes,
event.
love Mike Judge.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
Was bullshitting with him, and he's a real character.
I love that guy.
And I was like, that would be a good collaboration to bust out with. So I have a couple of ones I've had.
What's it going to be called?
I have 3 different ones, so I want to make sure which direction to go. One's more of a serious action superhero type trip.
Right.
And that Lost Angel vinyl I did.
Yeah.
It's that character. So I did a graphic novel. I got halfway through it, and I was
Right.
like,
Too much
way
work.
too much work, man.
So what is that shit?
I'm gonna
Because
make it animated. I did enough to do an animated off of it.
I used to have the attention span to be able to draw comic books. Like I've done one comic book in my life. I think in 1999 I did one comic called Slow Jams, and then you can sit. I've seen you. You can sit and you can like do a tattoo for hours, and I could sit and like draw like one drawing. But like to sit and draw comics, it takes like a special level of like, I wouldn't say retardation, but like some kind of mental illness where like
Yeah.
you how can
You
anyone?
black out.
It's crazy.
Well, you have to be a writer.
You have to
on
draw
top
trees.
of knowing how to draw.
You have to draw cars, and
You gotta make it flow. You
Yeah.
gotta have all the.
I lose my attention span. Like I don't have the whatever.
I don't want to compete against all them Korean kids. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying? It's not gonna
exactly.
happen. I'm not gonna win.
Well,
but I like to get them on the team.
Right.
And
oh, definitely.
Basically, create the whole ensemble and the story. And
Yeah. So let's get into that shit. I think the first time. Well, I'll just talk about for myself in general. Like for me, for those of you who don't know, I used to have a podcast called Korean's Gone Bad with these guys, and I had all Asians working for me. And I think we did one podcast in September, and then it took 6 months for it to come out. And so I fired everyone, and I hired all white people. And ever since I hired white people, like this shit we just found out is like it's like #1 podcast in the health section. Like it's like, and the first time I came and visited you guys, so you guys basically created Mexican Disneyland. Like if you've ever been to SA Studios, the Soul Assassin Studios, it's like a fucking playground for adults. It has a tattoo parlor. It has all of Mr. Cartoon's lowriders. It has a fucking ice cream truck. Everything's pimped out. You know, it has all the pinstriping. Estevan has his photo studio there. There's got a gallery of all the pictures he's taking. And you had a fucking Japanese dude running around grabbing you cigarettes. Mm-hmm. You had a fucking British guy. You had all these, like, it was definitely role reversal. You know, right. There's very few places in LA where the Mexican guys aren't the guys like running around getting shit. It was like, I was like, this is a trip. So, like,
only you would pick up on that shit.
That was our goal.
I mean, it's amazing. I loved it.
Well, that's why we wanted to become successful.
So you can
could have an English butler, a Japanese, intern that would wash the car and do all that shit for us.
It was unbelievable.
It's interesting because Oprah's got a place in Santa Barbara, and all the service people are white people.
Yeah,
all white. They would never have a black
this
person.
shit was like, Cartoon was like, I'm gonna get ready to paint right now.
Yeah.
And this fucking white dude like runs. He didn't like chill. He like ran and got him like a drink.
Yeah.
Like some cigarettes, and then like runs back, and then some Japanese dudes like cleans his airbrush for him, gets it ready for him, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. And then it's just like, I was just sitting there like dumbfounded, just like, where did I go wrong? Like how the fuck, like, this is fucking crazy. Like this is like some Renaissance shit right here, you know, like artist assistants and like,
it's very progressive.
Yeah,
it's like old school Japanese style. I kind of model it after the Yakuza tattooers.
Yeah,
and I seen how they shit on their interns,
right,
and their proteges.
Right,
and I was like,
so were you in Japan to see that?
I did.
Yeah.
So
they're all interns.
Interns is a bad word. Interns don't show up because they're in school. These kids are more on the protege side.
Apprentice.
They're actually apprentices. Yeah. Eventually, they get a job there if they can hang through the molestation and the mental abuse.
You guys put them through some
abuse.
Shit? What physical abuse? Like they hit them and shit?
Well, yeah. I mean, you never know.
They get choked out.
You got to get your wind taken out of you every now and then. You know,
really?
You get punched in the solar plex or
I used to do
Charlie horse or something.
All right,
well,
I have to address this because it's like you guys are putting it like right in my face. Like I like love you guys, and I know you guys have been like huge like AA guys for a long time.
Right.
And then I went with you to when DeAntwoord was speaking at Meltdown Comics, and Estevan was like, some guy was like offered you a drink, and I was like, it was crazy. And like, I know you guys have been sober for like forever, like 10, 15, 20 years, right?
13
years. So what the fuck happened? What is this?
We had an unspiritual awakening.
All right, tell me about
They're smoking weed, by the way. That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Let me just break it down. Like, Cartoon and Estevan have been huge guys, like in the sober community, like helping kids out and everyone that don't want to, like, you know, with drugs and alcohol.
It used to be private, anonymous, actually, at one time. But
Oh yeah, it used to be.
go ahead.
There goes the
Go, let 'em have
anonymous.
it.
No, but like I've seen you like mentor and like help and then yeah, I saw like a couple, the weeds starting again.
Right.
It makes me nervous because you guys are addicts just like me, and this is how this shit starts, right? It makes me nervous.
Well, yeah, I mean, the good thing is my doctor wrote me a prescription. First of all, he said I was an asshole.
Right.
He goes, all that sobriety shit is cool, but enough's enough.
Right.
You're even being obsessive about that. So he says, 13 years, that's a pretty good run.
Right.
He goes, you deserve a fucking joint, young man.
That was the unspiritual awakening he told.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What was it? Like,
I actually stopped believing in any type of higher power or any form of
did something
God.
happen? Like, I don't know how you go the 13 years and then all of us, is it like a one day or it's a
No, it's a graduation. I mean, after about 10 years
Right.
of sobriety,
Right. You we're like, I did
you
it.
have a awakening of your own,
Right.
being just of self.
Right.
And at that point, I basically started to question things that I was walking other guys through.
Right.
And I was dying to smoke weed. I didn't want to shoot coke. I didn't want to fucking methamphetamine or any of that type of shit. I just wanted to smoke weed.
Right.
And in the state of California, we're very progressive here.
Right.
And now you can basically go into a boutique
Right.
if the doctor has given you the thumbs up,
Right.
and you can have some weed on you, and
Right.
it's not a bad thing. And that was my main thing. So here,
I
hold
thought
on,
it was
hold on
because
to
of
this.
your shoulders were aching from all
Oh,
the
actually, my
tattoos.
shoulder was hurting real bad. I went to the doctor and I go, "Look, doc,
Right.
my shoulder's hurting. I'm
Right.
an artist. I have,
Right.
long history of working." He goes, "Well, young man, either you can take a synthetic,
Right.
man-made, unpredictable drug with a bunch of side effects, or you can smoke some weed,
Awesome.
which I suggest."
So are you guys smoking weed like casually, or are you guys abusing it? Like you guys going fucking crazy with it, or
Well, we're two different characters. You
Right.
know? I don't smoke too much weed.
Right.
When I'm asleep.
right?
When I'm awake,
Right.
I smoke a lot. But I'm 43 years old.
Right.
I'm a homeboy / homeowner.
Right.
I don't have to question to nobody.
Right.
I mean, as long as my wife is cool with it.
Right.
It's actually, I feel great.
And you're loving it. It's awesome.
I'm having fun.
All right. I just got nervous. That's all. I mean, I've heard like. Can we talk about the past?
Well, yeah. Well, the past is, imagine the sales pitch at the pad.
Okay.
Look, babe, I know I've been at the podium talking about
Right.
if I drink a beer, I'm gonna go, zip tie a hooker and fucking
Yeah. Tell us
be
about.
gone for a week.
No.
you know.
Tell us about zip tying a hooker. Like I want to know. I want to know that story. Like how bad did it get for you to like want to be clean?
Well, I got to a point to where I didn't have too much of a decision. I apprenticed under a great tattooer,
Right.
and he gave me the decision. Look, if you
Right.
want to learn how to tattoo and you want to be an apprentice, you got to get sober.
Right.
What was
it.
your drug of choice?
My drug of choice was really on a day-to-day weed, but methamphetamine is a little hard to control, and every time I would do it, I would take off for about 5 days.
What?
Right.
So tell us about a 5-day meth bender. What happens in a 5 like?
Well, first of all, I'm 23 at the time.
Right. The horniest were
The horniest time, and crystal is still good out there,
Right.
So, I mean, I would get stuck on drawing like orgy scenes.
Right.
I would.
So you're
get a
on meth.
Sharpie.
You're on meth. Drawing.
I'm on meth, and you do a little bump to say, you know what?
I've never done meth, so I don't know. Like you can draw when you're fucked
You
up.
can definitely draw.
So
you
it-
should think about it, man. Really.
No. Well, you're.
Well, I mean, you're already. It's not like you got to go get a job or anything like that.
Yeah,
You
but
know
the
what I'm
meth-
saying? So you
the
can
meth in-
actually tweak out.
Yeah, I'm down to.
All
do that.
you can think about is sex.
So you're.
It.
Is the drawings like really expressive, or you're like tweaking out, like doing like?
They're like
every-
weird mechanical dildos,
Okay.
vibrators, and all of them are on.
I'm
different-
trying to picture
it's
this.
like a
Like Japanese
like a
porn.
dentist, like a
Right.
dentist office,
Right.
and there's all the things coming off of the ceiling, but they were all weird butt
You,
plugs.
you were doing this shit with him back then.
What, the
You were
partying?
doing. You were doing meth too
we,
back then.
we partied with everything.
Okay.
But
So,
usually when the crystal kicks in,
right.
you got to split.
Okay.
You got to get away from other people and just. For me, this is just.
So where would you
my
go?
thing.
To be alone or to be with other people on meth?
Yeah, you either got to be around someone else tweaking, or
Right.
you got to lock yourself down in a motel room.
Okay. So what do you do in a motel room for 5 days?
For 5 days, you get the porn going, and it's
Yes.
actually you're on a different.
Everything you're
You're
explaining
on a
right now.
different time thing. Like
Okay.
you think that you've only been in there for
It slows down or
6
or
hours,
speeds
but
up.
you've been in there for a day and a half.
And you're just jerking off.
tweaking. You're jerking off,
Skin off your dick is coming off.
right?
Vaseline, dry or wet?
And baby oil all over
Every
the walls.
fuck.
Sometimes
TV
making some
screen.
type of weird contraption of like, I don't know, like other people in the room. Like once you've been up for a couple days,
Right.
you want to get the feeling that maybe someone's backing you up or
So
someone's
you
there.
make a fake person?
Sure, you can put like a pillow under a blanket or something like that and kind of form it into like someone
Bobby,
sitting on
I
the
mean,
couch.
everything up to this point right now, it's like how I live my life without meth. Like I do this anyways. As soon as I get into hotel rooms, I make fake people.
Right.
I draw on everything. I draw on all the paintings already in there. I jerk off like nonstop off my fucking phone, off Mount Everest.
The only difference is about 3 days into it, you start looking for all the hidden cameras there. That have been watching you do such debauchery. That you have to get rid of these cameras somehow.
Are you loud when you jerk off? Like you scream?
No. Let me talk to him for a little while.
This is crazy.
It feels better when you're loud, for sure. That's something
it's
I've
cool when
realized.
she's loud. No one wants to hear me be loud. No, when you're tweaking, you're not making too much noise. You're actually trying to be like stealth jerk off.
Where is this motel? Where are you in LA?
Just random spot in Hollywood. This real shady.
Like the
fucking
standard
spot.
or more
not
of
the,
a...
unfortunately not the standard.
Okay, so let me break this down a little bit. You're 23. You do the meth, like probably like way more than you should be doing. Then you start drawing like electronic dildos and mechanical dicks coming out of the walls, and then the crystal hits you, and you're like,
and then there's
fuck.
just like the girls of your dreams. Like we draw women.
Yeah, we're dreaming about the girls that we wish we could fuck. We're 23, so we're like always hard. You check yourself into a hotel. You just start leaving like the porn channel on, and you're jerking off, and you set up fake mannequin people around the room to make sure that no one else is gonna come in the room.
Right.
And then
What's that orgy situation too?
And then after 3 days, which feels like 6 hours, it feels like
you get a phone call.
you're like,
And it goes,
cops are
my
gonna
friend, would you like chicken tikka? Would you want some? Check out the hotel room. He's telling you got to get out of the hotel.
Yeah, how does this end? How does this
What
end?
it ends is you have no more money.
Oh, okay.
So you've got to try to get normal,
Right.
and check out of that room that you've been locked down in for 3 days.
And then what do your friends say? What does your family say? They're like, where have you been?
Well, I would call him up.
And where you were in the
He'd be
next
like,
room over?
No, he'd be
Next door.
on tour, or he'd be doing something normal.
You guys have known each other how long?
20 years.
So he's like, you're fucking like, you guys like
Yeah.
get high together, you get sober together. You hear about this and you're telling him. You're like, I'm fucking like in the next room doing meth, jerking off, like you don't get worried or
Hell yeah. When, your friends are fucking up. You worry about them. You're like, God damn. Like,
you worry about him or you're like, I got to get in on this action.
both. There's like times where you're like, man, I need to get on that same trip, or you're like, fuck, man, he just fucked this opportunity up.
I think if
But you're 23.
Yeah.
You're a fucking kid. You don't know what you're doing. You're experimenting. You're having fun.
Right.
No kids.
Right.
No obligation. No money.
would
no
that
nothing.
actually would that
Same
change
talent, really,
would that
though.
change anything? If you were a meth addict and you had a wife and kids?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you'd be not only fucking your life off. At that point, you're just making your mommy cry, and like you're
So how-
fucking off people that you took a deposit from. You're taking a long time to finish their shit.
So realistically, how close are we to getting back to that?
Oh, we're a long way. Coke, meth, not allowed.
Would that ever
Talk
be-
to the doc?
Would that ever
And the doc said no coke.
could that ever be done in
So
a
you asked.
Right.
could that ever be done in a controlled way?
No.
You're like, I don't want to go on family vacation this year, and you sit down with your wife and you go, look, I'm not gonna fucking fuck other women. I'm not gonna do shit. I just want 5 days
Right.
of doing meth by myself,
Right.
no kids. Just leave me alone,
Right.
and I'm just gonna jerk off like crazy, and then I'll be back in 5 days.
That happens in like daytime fantasies when you're driving to work and shit. But the reality of it is, I feel the same way I've always done through my sobriety, because I've never done those drugs.
Right.
I could have did those drugs anytime during sobriety.
Right.
When my wife wasn't acting the way I wanted her to.
Right.
Or life wasn't showing up the way I wanted.
Well,
it
that's
to,
what I'm
or
saying.
Finances.
If you're an addict and that's how you're living, like that's what was your escape, and that was
Right.
What did you do during these 13 years?
During this 13 years, I bought a lot of cars, food.
Did you get religious?
Violent. I got the opposite of religious.
Okay.
I got spiritual.
Well, I seen your
thought
cars.
that God
Right.
was looking out for me.
Okay.
That God wanted to meet me. I thought that I didn't believe in organized religion because I was raised in organized religion. So I went to Catholic school. I got
Right.
confirmed. I even went to Baptist Christian school
Right.
in preschool through up to third grade. So
Right.
I've been versed in the King James Bible and the regular Catholicism.
Right.
My parents, not religious, but felt that they were doing the best thing by sending me to religious school.
Right.
So as I started to come up and I started to attain things, I started to be a little more successful.
Right.
I thought that God was looking out for
Right.
me.
Right.
Of course, He's blessing me to help all these people.
Right.
But the more I started to think that way, the more I saw ego involved in that, and the more I started to see kids hurt, the more I started to see all these other things. And I'm thinking, why would God help me refi my house and not help those kids that just got shot?
Did you think that you weren't, because you've become extremely successful in your field in the last few years? Do you think that's because you weren't off the drugs?
Well, it gives you a certain work ethic,
Right.
and it gives you but once you have 10 years or 5
Right.
years, it's very easy to keep going.
'Cause
Our
I've-
thing was to go 10 years, and
Right.
we went 13.
Right.
And we said, you know what? That's
a good number. It's a lucky
that's
number.
a good number.
Yeah.
We did it. I'm going to fucking smoke some weed and have
Right.
some
You deserve
fun.
it.
And my job,
Everyone out there smoke some weed
permits-
right now.
my job permits, and the more I talk about it, the more I do sound like fucking, alcoholic and shit. But,
Well, look.
trying to explain it, but having fun.
Well, look.
My wife would check me.
I've
my
seen
friends would check me.
Estevan's old pictures of you. You were very skinny.
Right.
I see old pictures of myself. I was very skinny.
Right.
And the more success we get, and I've seen your cars. How many cars do you have?
3.
Well, Cartoon loves cars, and if you've ever seen one of his cars, the level of just tweaking out on the car is insane. Like from down to the door handle to like the rims to like the seats, like every single detail of the car is like. So I could see how like you put your addictive nature into like something else, but. I was just thinking, like I just had this conversation. Well, let's just mention this, by the way. Asa Akira, let's give her a hand. Performer of the Year.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, let's change the subject, man.
That's the biggest fucking award you could possibly get in the porn industry.
It is.
And so this, and I read one of your tweets recently where you said your third favorite. What was it?
My third most popular hole is my mouth.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Asa's butthole, she's won best anal. Did you ever win best blowjob?
I don't think I have.
Okay, so her mouth is her least favorite hole. Her asshole's won tons of awards. Now her vagina has won. I mean, basically you fuck better than anyone in the universe at this moment in time.
I mean, according to AVN.
AVN,
but
the
not,
biggest adult video news service. And so I was just making the point of last week mentioning to be anybody and make it to the top of your field, you have to have tremendous drive and a competitive spirit and something. There's got to be some kind of fire, and especially, not to harp on this point, to be an Asian chick. Like Asians are the cheapest in the sex. Like they'll fucking give you hand jobs for cheaper. They'll fuck you for cheaper. They're always at the end, So to be an Asian chick and be like the top porn star and not be like blonde, blue eyed with fake tits, it's pretty huge. So I was thinking about that, and then I was talking to some people about like my own career and stuff like that. And I grew up with a mom who every fucking morning tells me how handsome I am and how I'm the best artist in the world. My son David is the best. And it's like, it's brainwashing, right? It's like, it doesn't matter. Like everyone fucking thinks their kid's the best looking. There's so many ugly babies out there,
Yeah.
To grow up and have someone tell you you're so fucking handsome and you're such a fucking amazing artist when you're drawing, like, at some point, like, did you have that growing up?
I had exactly that.
You had exactly that.
Yeah. My old man would be like, hey, Mom, come here.
Right.
Look at your son. This guy's a phenom. I mean, it's amazing. Look how he draws.
Like from how old? From
5.
Yeah,
5 on.
from the beginning.
He brainwashed me that I was going to be successful and I was a great artist.
So then is it... So
And
then,
I wasn't. I was drawing stick people.
But you are. So is it a self-fulfilled...
I mean, it's by taste. It's by taste that, I think...
if your mom said to you, you're a fucking piece of shit, I don't understand why you keep drawing these stick figures. They're
Right.
horrible.
Right.
Does it do the opposite where you're like, I'm going to show this bitch like this, or...
you got to be a real strong motherfucker to go to fight over that. Mostly
Right.
you think you're a piece of shit. And you end up robbing someone.
Right.
I think we're onto something here because my parents told me I was the best too. I mean, obviously not at sex, like not at anything I'm doing with my life now. But I had these, affirmations, and it's like
I know.
like The Secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's
start to believe it at some point.
yeah. I mean, is it any mistake that I'm the best artist in the world now, and Cartoon's also the best artist in the world? Like, what do you think about that?
I think that's heavy duty that you had that same upbringing.
Dude,
Stefan got his ribs kicked in by a drill sergeant when he was getting raised.
But I think Estevan's one of the best photographers.
Exactly.
You know?
So then, how do you explain that one? So it's the other. Either A, you're gonna, achieve from
Right.
getting a hard upbringing.
Right.
Some people that get told they're the greatest, they don't do shit.
Well, I'm researching it a little bit, and it's the opposite of post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's like, it's I don't know what the word is,
Like
but
post wonderful.
no, look, like 10
childhood.
10 soldiers go to Iraq, right? They all have to kill women and children, okay? 7 of them will be fucked for life, right? 7 of them will come back and do heroin and be like, I had to kill children. I'm like, doesn't matter how much therapy, that will fuck them up, and they'll just be fucked.
Damaged.
There'll be like 2 of those guys that are like somewhat functional, like fucked up, but able through therapy and drugs, whatever, able to like hold it down. But then there'll be like the Oprah, Oprah got raped and all this shit. And like, how many women get raped and become like hookers and drug addicts and whatever? And how many women get raped and then become Oprah?
But that's not fair, because I think most women, whether they talk about it or not, have been at least molested throughout their life.
At least the good-looking ones. Hey, you know what's a trip too is that I think it comes down to a lot about your belief system and how you feel about it. Because
Right.
my old man would tell me, "Hey, son, you're a good artist," and he'd put his hand on my shoulder.
Right.
And he would like connect.
He touched you.
And I felt,
And this guy missed a
some
lot of
other
touch.
guys
Yoshi didn't have a
don't
lot
get
of touch.
touched.
I'm going to touch Yoshi.
or their
I'm-
dad comes in
What?
drunk.
Let me touch
I'm
you.
listening to the guy.
I know, but I'm touching you while he's talking.
All right, just stop.
Remember what he's
Hey,
saying?
that's like powerful
Yeah.
energy.
No, I'm not even
connecting
joking.
right there.
You're saying it. He said like affirming
it's easy
thing.
for us to say that.
No, but I'm saying he's saying affirming things to you while he has his hand on your shoulder.
Right.
This,
Right.
this guy cringes
As
when
long
I
as
try
he
to
doesn't
hug
have a
him.
bottle of baby oil in the other hand.
But so then what did you tell yourself when your mom's saying that? Your mom's like, you're this guy's
It
amazing.
felt good.
But were you like,
every time I would
were you like, no,
draw-
I'm not, mom. No, I'm not. Like,
I didn't. I looked at my drawings, and my old man would do like this little bubble airplane. I can still draw it. I show my kids how to. They don't give a fuck about that shit, but I show
oh yeah,
them
are your
anyways.
kids into art at all?
One of my daughters is really into it.
So do you do the same? Do you go, you're the best?
I tell
like-
her it's amazing.
Right.
That I'm even related to you.
Right.
How good of an artist you are.
That's awesome. So then, what is your own reflection of yourself? Like, do you think you're the fucking best, like, artist, or
I think I'm weird. I think I'm weird. I think it's a lot about timing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just being freehand and being weird. You said it the other day, talking about computers and these tools they have a lot. I'm from the
Oh yeah, this is the best shit. Like there's all these tools like Instagram and
Right.
Facebook and whatever, and it's like the best because I have irritable bowel syndrome, so that means I have one of the best toilets ever. I have the heated seat with like the Japanese bidet. So of course when I sit on there and I know like my asshole's gonna get like the royal treatment of like a hot stream of water and like the blow dry thing, I spend a lot of time on the toilet.
Right.
I read all my best shit
But
on the
have you
toilet.
fell asleep on the toilet?
I've never fell asleep on the toilet, but I'm shooting for that. And so I write these, like, I just sit down and I'm like, it's like you said, like almost like with the meth thing. I'm like, I can write fucking anything right now and it has no reflection on, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't give a fuck about my career. Like, it doesn't matter. So I write exactly what's coming out of my head at the same time as literal shit is coming out of my ass.
Right.
And so I'm like sitting there and like people are like, check this artist out, check this artist out. And it's just like, I've seen you fucking do tattoos freehand with no fucking like mapping shit out. I've seen you do airbrush with just one hand without doing, and it looks like stenciled. And it's like a fucking unbelievable gift. It's like you're creating magic. And then I look at all these artists out there who like use photo reference and graphing and Photoshop and all this shit. And I was like, it's fucking gay. This is the wackest shit. I mean, you might as well call yourself a graphic designer, you know?
It's amazing how everything's getting into. Everything wants something to look like.
I think you're amazing. I think you're
Thank
amazing,
you, man.
Like you're doing like it's very rare that you see an artist with just his hand create something with the aid of all these like technological things. You know?
And anytime someone has a Mr. Cartoon tattoo, they're like so proud of it and like quick to shout you out. And
So yeah, so
That's crazy.
what is up with this shit? Like every time I come visit you, every time I go visit Cartoon at Soul Assassins, there's either like an Asian guy or some weird Irish guy. There's always like a non like Hispanic person sitting getting the most like hardcore gangster tattoo, like East LA shit. And what's the okay? So there's
Well, I don't
two.
want to put nothing on them that's gonna get them
Right.
beat down. You
Right.
know, I'm people come from all over. Like if you're in Japan, right?
Right.
Horiyoshi
Right.
tattoos a lot of non-Japanese people there because
Right.
they want to get dragons and shit.
Right.
They want to get a koi fish. They want to get because
Right.
they're there. You know.
Right.
I'm always tattooing homies. You know what
Right.
I mean? I mean, some of them I got like a lottery.
Right.
I'll just give like an active street knucklehead, sick vandal motherfucker,
Right.
free tattoo every year.
Right.
So that way I always just got he'll be like, hey, you should tattoo this kid, and Estevan will bring me a youngster in that.
But what
either
is
has clown makeup.
yeah?
already
So
on
what is
face.
that? What is the clown makeup?
I mean that goes back to the 60s, you know, to
What it's
where
like?
the homies started.
Is it laugh now, cry later, or what is
It
the?
represents good times, bad times. A clown is a mask, you know. It goes back to Tears of a Clown from the oldies.
Are there
A lot of the
actual-
oldies? Everything connects to the oldies.
Are there
somehow.
actual like Hispanic gangsters that wore the clown makeup in like?
in prison? Yeah, sure. They get that shit tattooed on them
Right.
all the time. The sad face, you know, those guys are.
and even now,
Hell yeah.
So that
it's a
has to
big-
do with your heritage and your culture, and like that's imagery
is.
that's tied into you guys.
It is like a koi fish.
So then,
for
what
us.
does that mean when a Japanese dude gets that?
Well, he's not going to get his facial, but if he gets a clown on it, it represents it's our yin and yang,
Right.
good times and bad times.
Every
So-
time I go there, there's like gangster people getting like these hardcore tattoos. It's the best.
Well, you don't want to. Like some homies might look at it as them fools didn't earn that shit. They shouldn't have that shit, right?
Right.
But they're not getting anything that's not getting done at 100 other shops.
Right.
Where they're going to get in, pick number, you know, one off the wall, which is a smile now, cry later masks, which is a
Right.
hardcore image.
Right.
And it might be some German guy getting it. You
Right.
know, for what if I want to tattoo street thugs all day,
Right.
I'll work on Hollywood Boulevard at a street shop that's open. To
Okay,
the
so
thing.
some like white rich douchebag from Beverly Hills
Right.
comes in and he's a fucking complete douchebag and he's like, "Look, I want all this gangster shit. I want you to make me look cool." Do you
I'll
ju-
talk him out of real hardcore shit that'll get him beat down at a nightclub
Right.
and put him more into shit that. But the way I draw, the shit just looks hardcore.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it's gonna look.
Okay, now
regardless.
here's the real question, and like I don't have any.
Imagine tattooing someone only if they had done time. Imagine tattooing someone that has only shot heroin.
Right.
Imagine tattooing these guys and trying to get money for it. Like
Right.
Actually trying to get paid in this whole transaction.
Right.
You know, so if checking these guys' street cred
Right.
ain't gonna happen because half of them are from Europe or New York or someone. You'd be surprised you get some. But I got a couple of fools that are street homies, Chicanos,
Right.
that are attorneys or some shit like that. It's crazy, and they're getting sleeve back pieces.
Right.
So I tattoo everyone from a crystal snorting active gang member
Okay.
to a soccer mom in Malibu to the, Irish guy that's coming to get a clown. Giant clown face that looks way too hardcore.
All right. So I got some very important questions. I was talking to my Italian friend today about who was more macho, Korean men or Italian men, and like in general, like I don't suggest anyone out there to date Korean women or Korean men. It's like the chicks are crazy, the dudes are all like, ugh, like walk a few steps behind me when I get home. Where's my fucking dinner, bitch? That kind of shit. But it's not true because if you go to Korea, because I haven't been there in a while, but the last time I went was like 5 years ago, they're fucking gay as shit. Like Like if I go to a Korean restaurant in Koreatown and the server comes, his hair's all feathered and he's like has really pretty eyes.
They wear
And,
concealer.
and I'm like, who the fuck said this was okay? Like, where was this like approved? And like, yeah,
in Japan too.
the-
The
Japan's
men are
really like
very
the
feminine.
makeup sales is like equal to men to what women. So it's like
They
this-
carry purses.
something happened where this like super macho culture got repressed in a weird way. And so then I was like sitting, like I was talking to my friend the other day and he's like, why the fuck do Mexicans love Morrissey? Like, why do they all listen to Morrissey? And it's like when I think of Mexican guys with like tattoos and shit, it's like this macho thing. But then I think the
Morrissey plays good music.
I mean, is it wrong to say Latinos like are very like mama's boys, like, and then they like even the way they worship Mary, as opposed to like they just it's like this repression of their feminine side. So then it comes out in this like super macho aggressive way, but like.
I mean, I think the machismo...
Why do they love Morrissey? Answer the question. Why do they love Morrissey? Why do Mexicans love Led
Most
Zeppelin?
importantly.
Why do they love Led Zeppelin and Morrissey? I mean, the Led Zeppelin has nothing to do with the Morrissey, but I've noticed that Mexican... Well, actually, that's everyone loves Led Zeppelin.
That's true.
But why do they love Morrissey?
I think it goes back to that time of they thought that he maybe was Chicano or something. You know what I mean? They didn't know he was an English accent. You know what I'm saying? They listened to it and they were like, "Yeah, that sounds kind of like."
Is there something
East
very
Los-
emo about the culture that responds to that kind of emo music
Yeah, I
in
think
Mexico?
they're-
You think?
It's not so much. It's more of Chicanos, Mexican Americans that latch onto that music.
Right.
But it's in certain areas like Montebello, Pico, Rivera, those type of
You
areas.
guys listen to that
are
stuff?
really.
If it comes on, I won't change the channel because it's about a time period, and the 80s was crazy. I think the whole 80s, like you're like,
How long have you guys been rocking this look? Like if I looked at a picture of you in the 80s, would you have
This is how we would look right here.
exactly the same? No, like new wave T-shirts and teased hair.
oh yeah, you have
Oh,
to have
yeah.
some weird. I think everybody wore some gay outfit in the 80s,
Yeah.
like a shirt or something like that. Just had you.
Turtlenecks were
Looking
big,
way
like
out.
Raiders caps and turtlenecks. I'd have this same wig going, but long in the back right here.
I remember this one clothing line. I don't know.
That'll get you pussy in the 80s.
I don't know what happened to this one clothing line. It was the craziest looking shit, but everybody wanted it. It was called Tonserton. And it was only around like in the 80s, and then it disappeared. I was like, man, whatever happened to that shit? Because it was huge.
Well, okay, and I have one more very serious question. So basically, for those of you who don't know, cartoons basically tattooed everyone, like Eminem, 50 Cent, Kanye, who else? I mean, pretty
He's
much.
the most famous tattoo
Jules
artist in the
Jordan.
world. Jules Jordan,
Jules
who I work
Jordan.
for all the
Oh
time.
shit!
And Bobby Manila.
Oh, really?
I know both
Yeah.
of those guys.
And,
No, but Jules talks about you all the time.
Jules
He's
is
so
our
proud.
hero, man.
Even
I mean,
Payaso, and Payaso works for
Oh,
him.
Payaso.
Have you ever tattooed any assholes?
I haven't.
Would you say no if someone wanted you to tattoo their butthole?
Depending
You could start today, right here.
I mean, that's
Biggest asshole
The
you ever
loser,
seen.
the loser of the trivia game
Hold
has
on.
to get their asshole tattooed.
tattooed assholes. You haven't
Big
tattooed no
asshole right
assholes?
here.
I mean, I've tattooed assholes every week. But I mean, that would have been the slick comeback right there. But
Wait, so it's fair.
Stefan figured
It's
that
fair
one.
to say then that you've tattooed the blacks, like, and not like light skinned black people. You've tattooed really
The
dark black.
darkest, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, if you will talk a white douchebag from Beverly Hills into not getting like a gangster tattoo, I mean, what the fuck is up with black guys getting tattoos? I mean, I'm not talking about like light skinned black guys. I'm talking about black guys that are like fucking dark as shit.
Well, they were always been getting tattooed, but they were Crip or blood tattoos. They were
I know,
guys
so
that had been to the joint.
What's up
But you
with
can't see it.
Like, what's up with who's the darkest guy you've ever tattooed? Jules Jordan?
No way. I
Who,
say
50 Cent?
Jules Jordan is like a white boy.
I know, but then you gotta.
No, the darkest guys are probably like Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon's pretty. Even Tyson Beckford's real dark too.
Okay, so you got a.
Oh, you tattooed him?
You get a
He's
Tyson.
so hot.
You get a Tyson Beckford coming in, and you're like, bro, you're fucking dark as shit.
Right.
And then do you go, hey, we have white ink, we have glow in the dark ink.
That's just a joke. It's just like an urban racist joke about white ink. I mean, it's not that racist
I've
because
seen white ink.
They
It looks cool.
ask for white ink. Like black folk were like, can you throw some white in
think
there?
a
and shit?"
fucking-
Does white ink
a
even
fucking-
show up?
It doesn't show up on the.
I mean, I
It's
have
not
white
going to
ink
show
in
up
my
like that. I mean,
tattoo.
I
it's
thought- I
only
think-
good on bright skin.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think white ink, or I mean, I've never seen it, but
I have white ink.
Just like when you see white people with just a black tattoo,
Right.
the opposite, like a black dude with just white ink would look sick.
Would look sick, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, so you have a Tyson Beckford, like,
He wants to get tattooed just like everyone
and you're
else.
like, yeah,
He knows it's not going to come out the same.
and you're
as-
drawing like this intricate shit,
Like
and
Jules
like,
Jordan is light skinned.
Okay.
And he gets religious tattoos.
Right.
And I'm like, are you gonna fist them and shit with all them tattoos like that? And of course they're only religious tattoos.
I know that
and
they,
he's just
but
doing the
there's
coolish.
nothing on your part where you feel a responsibility to be like, bro, I could draw like a fucking battleship with like 1,000 whatever, but it's just gonna look blurry. Like,
No, I want to get them that stuff that's gonna look best on them. Bold,
right.
big lettering. Hey, they want to get tattooed. It's a challenge. You know, can you
Get-
make this dark skin show? Can you,
Right.
You know, give him his money's worth? It's not gonna come out the same as
Oh, you guys,
his light skin.
Margaret Cho, you guys tattooed her.
Margaret
did you guys
Cho.
think
Oh,
did you
that's
guys think she
cool.
was my sister?
No, we're just related.
She called.
Cousins?
She hit me up like immediately after.
She's so cool, man. She's
That's
a
cool.
real character.
So you got any cool stories of tattooing all these whack jobs over the years? I'm sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you have idiots that want to get like a girl's leg, opening them up on their armpit, and the armpit hair being her pussy. I try to talk them out of it
Right.
because I'm like, just get a fucking broad on your arm, like a regular chola on your arm, like everyone else.
Why didn't you get a tattoo, Yoshi?
Well, I grew up in Japan, so there's
Yeah?
huge stigma. And
You're Japanese?
no, but I'm Korean, and 20%
Born in Japan.
Bunch of Koreans in Japan
are Yakuza
Yeah.
members.
waiting to
But
take over
tattoos are
Japan.
still really frowned upon in Japan.
And and the tattoo is very similar to Russians. It's basically your resume, what you did in prison. Like Russian guys, I met a lot of Russians in Japan too. And then you
How
know
about
what?
bozozoko?
What?
Bozozoko.
Bozozoko?
Wakaru? Bozozoku.
Wakaranai. Boz is what? Bald?
Oh, the motorcycle gangs. Yeah, Bozozoku. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like gang activity.
Yeah.
Those are some sick motherfuckers. They like to do crystal and be weird.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
they
really-
do speed, a lot of speed in Japan.
A lot of them have a liver problem because they do drugs and drink a lot of alcohol and fuck a lot. So
Like
And their
crystal in
speed is
Japan.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, you should think about it.
I'm all holes are open for me. I always consider everything.
Just get a little of that crystal and put it in one of your holes.
Did you
and
ever
gone
put
for
any
the-
drugs in your butthole?
No. That only if you got raided. Like the room got raided,
Right.
it's going in the trunk of the car. You know what I mean?
Right.
The human pocket.
I'm gonna ask you guys some relationship shit because I'm not in one and I'm very curious. So Cartoon and Estevan both are married and have kids and stuff like that. I had a little bit of a intriguing, disturbing phone call the other day. I'm in a situation where I've worked very hard to create no responsibilities in my life. People are like, "Oh, look at Dave, he does whatever the fuck I want." I'm like, I worked for this shit. I didn't want the wife and kids, and that's why I've had to like do these like extremely. I've had really, very awkward, horrible conversations to be like free of this. Like this kid right here is a representation of what my kid would have been if I didn't get an abortion. So that kid's name is Bort Sean.
That's how big he would be now, huh?
Yeah,
Sean Bort.
Sean Bort. So, so I get this phone call, and I'm in a position now where like if you fucking look me up, it just talks about how much money I have or whatever. So this is a girl I love. She was an ex-girlfriend. We were only together for a little bit, and she's like way younger than me. And she comes to me with this proposition, and this isn't a whore. This is a girl. She goes, "This is a girl that was my girlfriend," and she goes, "Put a down payment on my house. Inland Empire, not that fucking nothing."
20 grand.
And exactly. And
You're
I'm
gonna give that away for a fucking answer of Mount Everest.
and yeah, exactly. And she goes, "I don't know, it's different though," and it's because I wanted to do that,
Wait, but what would she do in return?
So she's like, so the thing is, she had a kid with the dude right after, like a month after me. So she goes, what do you want and what, like, I go, what do you want? And it breaks down like the male female thing. It's like guys just want to fuck and girls just want to be taken care of. So
Is she still married, or is she
no,
still with her dude?
she's single, but she has a kid now.
She's saying the kid's yours?
No, the kid's not mine.
Okay.
My sperm would have had to live for a month for it to be, which, but so basically it's like I put a down payment on a house, and we didn't get into this. This is insane that I'm having this conversation, but then we didn't get into the time wise of the length, but maybe like 5 to 10 years. She's basically my whore. Like she's fucks me, you know, cooks me food, blows me whenever I want, and I don't have to live with her. It's just whenever I feel like going over there, and what you fucking judging me over there?
Do you feel like she would hold up her end of the deal?
No, I don't.
Once like
no,
you
not,
put down.
No, not the second. And the thing is, the second that
like
money
6
touched,
months max.
the second that money touched her hand, she transformed from a regular girl into a whore, and I've done that.
Oh,
before.
so you gave her the money?
No, I've just been have the proposition. It's been, and my thing, and we talked about this. I've made a, you know how girls have a list of the kind of guy they looking for. He has to have a, you know, this kind of car and has like this size dick and has to make this much money or whatever. Like my list is, can't be an addict because I'm an addict. Can't have a kid because like I don't want to raise. It's not that I even don't want to raise someone else's kid. It's like the douchebag that she had the kid with is going to be in
It's a tie for life.
if that
Not
guy
always, but yeah.
if that guy died, then maybe, or if he was in jail forever, then maybe. And then she has to have her own friends, her own hobbies,
Her own job.
and her own job. That's like 5 things, right? And so I feel like I'm getting like harsh looks over there. What, do you not agree with this situation or something?
No, go ahead.
What do you
He's just listening.
What do you think? What do you think about this deal?
Oh, it's a sweet deal, but you can't do it.
For who?
For Dave.
You think it's a sweet deal for Dave?
I mean, it just sound like wrong.
I feel like it'll suck the soul out of him.
I feel
like-
I feel like
It's a
I'm
girl he
So you have
loves.
a slave. You have a slave.
It's like,
Is that what it is?
yeah, and she's like, I won't fuck other. I'm like, you could do whatever the fuck you want, you know. I'm creating. Even though she came to me with the proposition, it's like, and then like I told
It's gotta hurt you. I mean, this is a girl you were in love
Exactly.
with. Like that's gotta hurt you. Just to even know she's in a
I'm like
place
teetering
in
on
her
the
life
edge of
where
like
she's-
becoming less human and staying human, and like it's like these kinds of.
So where do you stand now? I mean, what was the last thing you said to her?
I was like, it was 4 a.m, and then it like it brings into the question of like, I was like, is that a shallow thing to like not want to be with someone that you love because you want, like, I know Cartoon always, when I hang out with him, is trying to fucking convince me to knock some girls. I don't know why you want me to have kids, and then there's people I meet all the time who have no fucking problem raising other people's kids, you know.
Well, when you fall in love, deep in love.
Maybe I'm just shallow. Maybe I don't even fucking know what real love is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't have all that to choose sometimes. Like
You're like, fuck
my
it.
wife had a little boy when I met her.
Right,
But I was so sprung on her.
right.
I blacked out. And my rule had been I'll never get with a girl.
How old were you?
I was in my 20s, mid-20s.
And you had said, I will never fucking be with a girl.
Fuck no.
And so has
And I took him on as my son, and now he's been my son. He's lived with me for over 10 years.
but is
And
the
I have
baby
3 other
daddy in your
kids.
life?
Absolutely not.
He's out of the picture.
Unfortunately for my son,
Right.
his dad dirtbagged out and never showed up in his life.
See, in
So
that
I've never had to
See, but
deal with
that's-
some asshole.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
that scenario,
I was
That's a different scenario.
easy to
in
bring
that
him in.
scenario,
Yeah.
like I'm like, cool. If the dude's like never gonna be in the picture, but if it's like, I gotta fucking
Because it's
like,
not the kid. It's
right.
Yeah, it's good and bad though, because then sometimes the kid thinks that like they're, you know, now you're just like stepdaddy no matter what.
Right.
And they'll always be wanting that.
They pulled
you know,
a
The
fuck
real
you, you're not
dad.
my dad thing.
yeah, the fuck you, you're not my dad thing, and then fuck my daddy for leaving me.
So then what do you know?
So you're always gonna be like, you know, just like you know, he's not your kid or she's not your kid.
Right.
You're not their dad.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it's always gonna be like that. But you just got to make the best of it. And like I have kids that aren't, that aren't biologically mine,
Right.
but I don't tell them, hey, you're my step kid. Or
Do you
you're
tell
this.
each one separately that they're your favorite?
No, I never tell none of them they're my favorite because,
Once you have kids
Right.
with their mom, you're all related.
Right.
Blood related.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because then they're your kids' siblings.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're blood related to your children, so
Right.
they're blood related to you. So once all that, I mean, I think the reason too that I hit you up to have a kid all the time is like married guys want other guys to be like, fuck having all that fun single rich guy shit.
It's like cocaine.
You
like
need
when
to
you're
come
on it, you
over
want
on this.
everyone
Like you
else
guys,
to be
you guys
on
are
it.
literally from like another universe right now. Like when you guys talk about shit, I feel like I'm at the zoo, like observing a life that I have no. Like you guys are like real men. You have like things that you have to do. You have to take care of. Like I don't have to do shit. I could wake up tomorrow and just
Right.
jerk off all day, and I am.
Right.
Like I have nothing to do tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow I have it all worked out. Who I'm gonna jerk off into the morning.
Right.
Like it's fucking awesome.
You have the
know?
scene saved, scene in your head.
It's all there, man. And
But see, you could have human scenes going on in front of you all the time. I don't know how you do. I would be either dead or HIV positive if I was you.
I'm both actually.
I know that.
I came back. I paid someone to bring me
I'm
back.
grateful for being married.
I fucking with all my money, I found the guy to cure AIDS. I've already got it like 7 times.
Fuck AIDS is all about cancer. Cancer's fucking more
Yeah,
people than
I got the
worse.
cure for that too.
milk is like fucking people off.
But it's I mean, you guys. When I see you guys and like you guys have lived the fucking crazy life. You've done all these things, but then on top, like you have it all, and then on top of it, you have we're like the 3 worst. First of all, we have the #1 podcast in the health category, and we're 3 of the most unhealthiest people ever.
I'm healthy. I'm healthy.
No, you're not. How are you healthy?
I mean,
Her
I-
being in shape makes up for everyone's
Yeah.
unhealthiness.
Okay, I have a quite like you.
Balances
You
all
lick
shit.
hookers' assholes. You lick assholes. When you lick,
And you're an asshole.
and I am an asshole.
But the assholes
And-
I lick are like, are STD
You got married
tested
by
every 2
Elvis
weeks.
in Las Vegas. You're got your fucking tubes tied. I'm probably never gonna be.
You have IBS.
I got IBS. Oh yeah, so this will determine whether you're healthy or not. When you eat ass, this is a question for both of you, and you guys could jump in. Do you go front to back or back to forward?
If you're licking ass, it doesn't matter.
So when you're is a guy if you're licking a guy's ass or a woman's ass,
Yeah.
are they like?
It depends what position she's in.
Do you
I mean, if
lick
she's
ass into their pussy? Like wiping? That's
I guess. I mean, I guess it happens.
or do you? Are
Or
they
you
on?
could go from pussy to asshole.
Yeah, but that's more hygienic, right?
Listen, if you're licking someone's asshole, the last thing you're thinking about is, oh, I better do it front to back. I mean, it's.
What?
No, what's the point? What's the question?
I'm trying.
The question is, do you put your tongue in the pussy after you've been fucking it in the ass? Is the question.
Do you? Yeah,
It's a yes or no question. Yes, I do.
Have you done ass to mouth before?
Sure.
Then do you kiss them?
Yes.
You're disgusting. You're a disgusting human being. I judge you. You're
Yeah, but
disgusting.
if they're having anal sex, their assholes are clean.
Wait, since I have all you guys here and you guys are all like,
But I've been tested. I've never had anything.
yeah, you keep saying that. I don't believe you.
Some people don't get sick.
What should I do in this situation? Because I'm very conflicted about it.
Just keep having fun. Do your thing.
Don't.
mean with
Contract
the
with the
girl?
house and all that shit. I would just.
And I even said to her, I was like, because it's whorehouse means like a.
You should just have a
I was like,
rotating
I was
house.
like, you want me to buy you a whorehouse,
Oh, literally
like the
a
house,
whorehouse.
and you'll be a whore. But I don't know. It just feels
I hope you didn't say that to her.
no.
You shouldn't buy
I said it
her
to
the
myself.
whorehouse. You should buy the whorehouse,
Right.
And just kind of have it open. And
Right.
then when she starts being weird,
Right.
she
Kick her
goes
out.
and someone else comes in. And then you can, if you're feeling someone's just out of luck, they need somewhere to stay, you can have them stay there.
But see, it's like it gets into this weird shit now where, like everyone's like, oh, look at Hugh Hefner, he has like 6 girlfriends, and it's like that guy's probably miserable as shit. Or when you see like swingers, they're all weird.
I totally agree.
You know when you're around
like
swingers,
one woman is enough.
right? And
That's
then
a lot of problems
And then I went
already.
to Bali earlier this year. I went to Bali and Lombok, and we like just the house that we were renting comes with like 2 manservants, and so they're like these 2 like little gay boys are like running around. Turns out they each have 6 wives, and I'm like, what? And they're like making fun of me because I'm like twice their age and I don't even have one wife. And they're like, yeah, I got my one wife that's like my fucking Balinese wife, and then I have my one wife that's like married to a white guy, but then he's only comes to fuck her 3 times a
And
year.
do they love them all? Like, is it?
It's just,
I mean,
he said it's
or
just
is it
money.
just
He's like,
like
they
a-
just need to be taken care of. So it's like, there's these systems like the Chinese, Africans, Balinese, like it's like
So it's just like
Mormons.
a roster of hookers, kind of.
I don't know, man.
But you see,
Like-
you can have a kid and maintain your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You just have a different kind of kid. But I mean, like, if my homie didn't go,
Right.
come on, Holmes, you're 34,
Right,
31st time. You want to be one of those old ass
Right.
dinosaurs trying to play with the kid and say, oh, is that your grandson? Oh, it's my son. And you don't want to be that guy.
That's exactly what my dad says.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad says
you want to
that.
be like young with your kid, and
Dude.
it's the ultimate narcissism. Let me tell you, it is the greatest, Holmes. Because you look at this little pretty motherfucker, and you're like, "Ooh, fucking
I
better
made
than
that.
me. And then you look at his hands.
Right.
It's your hands, Holmes.
Right.
You look at those feet.
This is what he
fucking
does. He
feet.
always. This is what he
And
does.
then the cool thing is he got my wife's lips, and he's like, "So pretty motherfucker." I'm going, this is me, right? I gotta live through him.
But
But it's my closest to longevity, to being eternal.
Look,
You know
I
what I'm
gamble.
saying?
I'm a
I mean,
gambler.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What are you saying?
no, your kids are wonderful, and I believe you because the way you conduct yourself. But I do wonder sometimes when I meet my friends' kids, some of them are fucking psychopaths.
Oh,
man.
it doesn't even matter if
You know,
That's
kids get crazy.
that's what I was
Kids
gonna.
are
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what scares me.
But it's your
Yeah.
psychopath is different than someone else's little psychopath.
Right.
Because you're watching yourself act like a little psychopath,
Yeah.
and no matter what, you're like, "That's
Look,
my kid. That's my boy right
that's
there."
true.
You know.
I gamble. How many kids do you have?
I have 4.
And how many you have?
4.
Okay, I have 2 brothers, so there's 3 of us. It doesn't, from what I've seen, just in life, kids, when someone has a kid, it doesn't matter whether you're the best parent or the worst parent.
They're gonna be fucked up.
No, I'm not saying they are going to be fucked up. I'm saying if you have like 3 kids, maybe 2 of them will be awesome, and you'll have one shithead. It's like it's never like they're all.
What are you
awesome.
trying to say, Dave?
I'm just saying you're the. If we were twins like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, you're Danny DeVito. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
You're the genetic shit. No, I'm kidding.
Danny
Look,
DeVito,
And you're a Nazi.
No.
All right.
No, it's true though.
I'm
like,
just saying if you have like, and no parent's ever gonna say it. You know, like even at one point before like I bought my parents a house and all this shit, all 3 of us were the genetic shit. There was nothing we were bringing to the table that made anything in my parents' life better. There was calls from the police. My mom was crying and begging like for us to behave, and it was just wasn't gonna happen, you know. And so
And it's not a reflection on them. It was just
they did
you
a good
guys.
job.
Yeah,
My mom did
I believe it.
and we were just rotten fucking kids. So
His
it's like,
father's wonderful.
yeah, my parents are I have the best parents. I can't say anything bad about my childhood.
No, but
and-
can you, for Asian father, immigrant, to tell him to do whatever he wants to do, it's a shocker to me because it's just unheard of, you know. And I believe him when he said, "I just want my son to be happy and do what he want to do." That is just that's really rare.
yeah, but what do you do?
It
when,
is.
What do you do when they turn out to be a shithead?
I was reading Christian Asoy's book, and that's what his dad told him.
What?
Just
do whatever you want.
yeah, like he's the one that coached him into being the pro skater that he is.
Right.
He told me it was the best thing ever.
But it's a shame because you grow up in Asia where you have so little choice. You would think if you come here, the first thing you want to do is give more choices to your family. But a lot of Asian people don't do that.
They're locked maybe into the old ways, but
And
my
they're-
old man's father was never there.
Right.
So instead of saying I'm going to be a piece of shit dad, here goes back to what we were talking
Right.
about. He said I'm going to be the best pop. I'm going to be
Yeah.
the president of my son's life.
Well, here's the
It was always
intangibles
there.
of like your parents are awesome, right? Your upbringing is awesome, but then weird uncles, weird family friends, and then the like weird molestation and rape shit that the parents don't control, or like Yoshi's a fucking Korean guy being raised in Japan. Like the racism this guy went through was like insane.
crazy.
Yeah. So then like maybe his parents were awesome.
Not as bad as over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy is a guy that will go. I mean, I tell the story a million times, so I'll tell the fast version. But he'll go. Yoshi's a comedian. and he'll go work like a black room in Compton, and
That's dope.
and they'll just be like Asian little dick joke after one another, and then he'll go on stage and they'll be like little dick, and then he'll be like, why are you guys saying my dick's so little? My fucking dick looks huge when it's teabagging your 5-year-old kid, and they're like, what? And then they'll like wait for him,
Then I run.
and then he like hides, and it's like, and you know, we could like do a fucking million hours on the sociopathness of this guy, but
It's not a sociopath.
there's definitely
I'm not gonna take that shit from
yeah.
people.
Well, you never see that. You never fucking see. In the same way, like you'll see a black dude with an Asian chick, you won't ever see like an Asian dude with a black chick. It just doesn't go that way.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, it doesn't. So there's something that happened to this guy racially where he's just like, fuck you, you know? Like it just made him angry, and he has to be like, I need to, like.
But for him, it came out positive. I mean,
HIV positive?
HIV positive.
I mean, did you guys go through like racist shit like that growing up that like affected?
Oh, you had to.
Yeah, I went to my
LAPD in the 80s? Holy fuck.
Well, the cops, that was a.
I lived in Long Beach in the 80s.
Let's hear it. What happened?
They just they see you with a bald head and some tattoos, and it's awesome.
Absolutely.
They get right away. You're up against a wall or lay down on the ground. Like
Right.
that's some fucking humiliating shit.
Right.
You're laying in fucking people's piss and
And you
spit
didn't. And
everything.
have you done something wrong, or you didn't do
You
shit?
just you fit the description. That's their 3 favorite words.
Right.
So if you're a couple years ago,
Where was the trouble? What was the worst trouble? Was it at home or was it at school? Like, what was the?
everywhere you get in, some kind of trouble. Each place has its own kind of trouble,
Mm-hmm.
But, cops just fucking get out of the car and hit you in the balls and start, acting like
Dude,
they're
it's
searching
fucking. I drive. I'm Asian.
Yeah.
I drive cars that Mexicans and blacks drive. So if I'm at a red light, they all fucking go, get the fuck out of that car. Like, especially if I'm in Oakland. And so I drive cars that black guys usually drive.
Yeah.
I get pulled over constantly. It's 2000. It's like the end of January. It's been 1 month into 2013 yet. So far, I've had my dick touched by more men than fucking women. Like, I get pulled over and they always fucking want to touch your dick.
Yeah,
Like,
they
what is
love
that?
it. I don't know. It's some weird shit that they got it.
And what does it mean that I like it?
Why am I getting pulled over every day?
And you know how Ice Cube talks about how he hates like black cops, fucking like the self-hating racism, like the hating your own race shit, like black people that
Self-loathing.
like that was like I've traveled a lot growing up, so I had so much racism like from white people in like Northern California and like just traveling everywhere. But the worst shit was always from other Asian people, like let me try to think. Okay, so this kid, my best friend in high school, in junior high, Ed, I'd go hang out at his house every day after school. And his parents were never fucking home, so they got him a babysitter, and it was a Korean guy. And he was like 28 and I was like 14 years old. And he was so fucking mean to me. He's like, it was like, and he was like one of those Asian guys that like wanted to be a white guy. Like he'd wear a polo shirt and be like, hey guys. I'm like, and then I was an Asian guy that wanted to be Axl Rose. So it was like two Asian guys that want to be white guys, like treating each other. So I'd come over and he's like, look at your long hair. I had long hair and like I'd wear a bandana and shit and be like, he'd be like, you're such a fucking piece of shit. And he'd like say all these words that hurt my feelings. And
But why?
he just hated me. He fucking hated me. And he would like,
Are you sure you're not just being like ultra sensitive? Like, are you sure it was 'cause you're Asian?
oh yeah, I mean he was like the guy that looked exactly like tried to look like a white guy. I found later like papers on like surgery inquisitions of getting
eyelid surgery,
and
and
all
that.
of his girlfriends were white. So he definitely wanted to be like a white guy, and then he would just I don't know. I felt like a lot of weird shit from him, and then.
He shot black
Well, that's
people.
the worst though, because it's offensive. It's like it really is the worst kind
It
of
is the
racism.
worst.
It's so offensive.
It's like a slave. It's like that Quentin Tarantino movie, like the slave owner that's black, like the black slave owner is the worst. And so this guy, one day I just couldn't take. He just was like treated me like shit. And I don't remember what I said, but I was like sitting on the couch with my legs up and I was drinking a Coke. And he came in and he's like, Ed, like, why is your stupid friend over here every day? Like, and I'm like, fuck you. And he just fucking beat the shit out of me. He like picked, and I'm a kid. I'm 14 years old. I'm like, my voice is changing. And he picked me up and he threw me against the wall. And he just started kicking the shit out of me. And I was like,
Did you fight back?
I didn't know. He was like giant. He was like a man. He was like 28. Right. And I was like, it feels weird to have that kind of abuse. And like, you know, I started crying. I like ran home. I told my mom, I was like, she's like, what happened to you? My face was all fucked up. I was bleeding. And I was like, I didn't tell her. She's like, tell me what happened. I was like, nothing. I got in a fight at school. And she's like,
wait, why wouldn't you tell her?
She don't even know that shit. I try.
Yeah, and I know that feeling. It's like being molested.
And like
you just don't.
My friend Ed was just watching. He was in shock too. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, it was crazy. It was like one of those things like where you're beat up and then the guy's still kicking you. Yeah. Like I was like curled up and then I was like, I was so traumatized by that. I was 14 years old, and I didn't go to his house again after that. And I called him and I said, I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna fucking murder this guy. I'm gonna fucking murder this motherfucker. And he's like, Dave, come on, man, don't come over here. I know that
feeling.
Whatever. And I go, just let me know. I couldn't live knowing that guy was alive, you know? Mm-hmm. And I said, you gotta tell me when this guy is not there, you know? I'm gonna fucking, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
So so he calls me, I go to his house. You remember in Heat when they're robbing the bank in Val Kilmer, they throw all those giant bags to put all the money in?
Yeah.
There was a bag that size under the guy's bed of pornos, like video cassettes.
Right.
The guy was a straight pervert. He had 100 pornos, and they were awesome. I still remember them to this day.
So you stole them?
No. I did something better.
You put child porn.
Well, first of all, I was interested. I was like, "Whoa, this guy has a lot of porno. What could I do with this?" And I still remember there's 2 pornos that to this day I gotta find them. The first one was an Invisible Man porn. The guys, it was just called the Invisible Man or something like that. The guy's fucking a girl, and the wife comes home, and she's like, "Honey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You're fucking this girl right now, right in front of me." He's like, what are you talking? And he's fucking her the whole time. You just stuck your dick in her mouth. And he's like, there's nothing here. Honey, you're crazy. Well, I guess it was an Invisible Man. I guess he's like gaslighting more, but it was the best. He kept fucking her, and the wife kept saying everything he's doing. He's like, and now you're licking her asshole. He's like, what?
I don't get it. Was she invisible?
It was a weird 80s porn, you know? Like, and I just remember this being weird. And then the other one was
playing a mind trick.
There was a girl going in a circle giving every guy a blowjob, and then she got to one guy who had a humongous dick, and she went in to start blowing him, and he sticks his finger out, and he goes, no, and he starts sucking his own dick, and and I was like, whoa!
In the circle of guys.
Yeah, he started sucking his own dick,
and were the other guys like cheering on?
It was just all this like.
Is that gay?
No.
Okay.
Dude, that stayed with me because I went home and I tried to do that. I almost like broke my ribs trying to do that.
Take your bottom rib out.
So we had a video camera.
Yeah.
And we fast forwarded every movie.
Yeah.
To where the guy's about to come, and then we record ourselves over his pornos, like showing our ass or saying, "Hi, how's it going?" And like, so we ruined his entire porno collection.
They're VHSs. Then.
VHS tapes. Yeah. So you put the little tape and over, you can, So it wasn't enough, you know. I was like, I want to know this guy's reaction when he's like jerking off and like he sees my face.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's not enough. Like it's, and so I forgot what month it was, but Halloween was coming up, and I went to the stores and I was like, you know what is popular this year, you know? Yeah. Like what are all the kids gonna wear? And it was Power Rangers. And it's funny because I ended up actually fucking a Power Ranger, but it was Power Rangers. So I bought Power Rangers costumes for me and my homie. And it was like, this is the reason why Halloween became my favorite holiday. On Halloween, we dressed in the costume that was the most popular of that day. And then we, you know, of course, this asshole has all the lights off. You know, every other house on the street is like giving away candy. So I ring the doorbell and no answer. And I ring it and I ring it and I ring it. And then finally he's like, no one's home. And I keep ringing it, and I keep ringing. All the lights in the house are off. And I'm like, we want candy. We want candy. And the guy's like, I can hear him stomping. I was like, I told you we don't want candy. And then he opens the door, and me and my friend just fucking go off. And I don't know if this is gay, but like I was crying while I was hitting him. I started hitting him so hard. We took him and we started beating the shit out of this guy with baseball bats. And he's on the ground. And then we just start kicking him and beating him. And it felt so good. And he was sitting there like screaming like a girl. And I was like, yes, this is so awesome. And then like...
He fucking deserved
It's like
it.
an underdog story. Like that made me feel good.
But it didn't end because he, you know, like I don't like this is the part like where I feel like I've maybe grown from that guy. This is like I'm 14 years old, you know. 6 years later, like I found out where he worked at and I blew his car up at his office. Like I never let it go. I was like, I'm gonna terrorize this guy for the rest of his life for what he
Whatever,
did to me.
he deserves it. He was a grown ass man beating on a child.
Yeah.
And then
Fuck him.
and then that was just like the way I did shit. I was like, I just want people to pay. I want to fucking kill people. I want to like destroy people if they fuck with me. And then it like, but you know, this is just a self-hating racist on racist crime kind of thing. I'm just like, I feel like this kind of shit informs like the person you become, you know? Like this kind of shit happens like, cause like I said, my shit in my home life, it was awesome. Like I didn't have anything bad happen at my house that I can like cry about, you know? It was like as close to perfect as you can get. Like, I know you had like some fucking strict like military kind of upbringing, like.
Yeah, my
Esteban?
mom's boyfriend was an ex-Marine for 17 years. He was a fucking idiot.
So what would he do? He would just.
He'd in the morning he'd come in around. If I had to get up at 6, he'd come in at 5 and start kicking my bed. And from like, I'd say 5 to about 7. 5 from about 5 to 7 he would drink tequila with coffee.
AM?
Yeah. And then from about 9 to 11 or 12 he'd drink tequila with just on the rocks. And then from like 12 on till he passes out every night, he'd drink tequila shots with beer all day. So
And it's just who's at the house? It's you, your mom.
me and my mom and him, yeah.
That's it? No other brothers or sisters?
No, and we had like a trailer, so you know, you hear every move. You could hear a spider walking in the.
So it was like a nightmare.
Yeah.
You were like living in a nightmare.
You know, but my mom was so cool. You know, my mom. You know,
What would
really-
she do when he was like being fucked up to you?
She'd tell him stop. You know, like
Right.
stop your bullshit or you know some shit like that, and you know,
Did you want to kill him?
yeah, because he hit my mom a few times, and I was
Absolutely.
like,
That is
when
a
I
normal
get-
reaction.
When I get older, I'm gonna kill this dude.
Right.
Like I'm gonna fuck him up.
Right.
And I got older, and he died before you know.
God did the job.
Yeah, that happened 2 times with her, and it was kind of weird, you know. I was like, damn, everybody I hope fucking dies and gets, you know.
How did he die?
The first guy died of cancer. He was a kid, young guy. He's like in his 20s or something like that. He just got real disrespectful with her and, you know, acted crazy and shit. I go, if I was old enough, I'd just fucking beat the shit out of this dude so bad. And I was like, man, that motherfucking piece of shit, you know. Wish that motherfucker would die, you know. Or I can get old enough to, you know, fuck him up. And then he got cancer and died on Mother's Day.
Whoa.
And
But this is
They
what
both
I'm,
died of
But this is
cancer.
what I'm talking about.
no, the older guy died from liver.
The trauma and like the fucked up shit that happens to us.
Yeah.
That and makes us into drug addicts and like fucked up people and like it's like
Like loving parents isn't enough.
Yeah, it makes you sick, you know? Like you're fighting shit in your head all day. Like
But
the second
you-
I wake up in the morning, the first like hour or 2 is fucked up thinking.
every morning,
Every morning.
even now.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do to combat that?
I put on TV and watch
Led Zeppelin,
Try
Morrissey?
to watch. Yeah, I start dancing. I make a little pompadour
You don't
out of my
do
hair.
you
and
do you like
dance in the
meditate
mirror.
or pray or do anything like that?
No,
Or
I turn on the TV till I fall asleep.
what do you watch?
At that time, whatever shows were recorded, you know, or the news. The news will put me to sleep real quick.
Were you sad that they died?
No.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sad when my uncle killed himself. My aunt was crying, and I was crying too. But it was for different reasons.
Yeah, for her.
No. I cry because I want to beat that shit motherfucker personally when I got older. You know.
Yeah.
And
You cried because
Like you feel like
you wanted to be the one to kill him.
yeah.
Yeah.
like you got cheated out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she thought I was crying before her, but I didn't want that motherfucker to die. You know. I was
Yeah.
12 or 13.
You wanted to get yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's happened to me before, but you know.
I was just waiting for that 5 years. You know. I was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I figured if you give me 4 or 5 years, I'll be taller and bigger than him. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Are your kids old enough where they're bringing people home now?
Yeah. 3 of them.
Are they bringing home, like, do you give a shit if they bring home, like, a white guy or Asian guy, black guy?
No, I just don't like people coming to my house at all. You know, I don't like strangers coming by, you know?
Right.
And especially, you know, your kids don't make the best choices
Are
already.
they dating, like, the
Right.
worst people to like, punish you, or just because they have the worst taste?
No,
or-
my one daughter had 2 kids, and now she's
Your grandfather?
Yeah.
Fuck.
2-time grandfather.
Damn.
So then,
Wow.
you know, the guy she was with, you know, he's a dope fiend.
This is amazing what's happened. Like, during this whole story cartoon in the last 10 minutes, just drew, like, the best fucking drawing. I'll put it up on the thing after. That's so fucking good. Yoshi, will you get that tattooed on you? Hey, what's up with you?
Yeah, Bobby, do you have any?
You know what? We gotta take.
You know Bobby has a tattoo?
Wait,
Can we
let's all
see it?
guess what it is.
All right, this one, you definitely can guess. Think of Bobby, how quiet he's been, and how cute he is. And
Kanji.
Hot dog.
Is it?
oh yeah, he has. That's one of them.
It is kanji?
Too bad we didn't have the cash prize for this one.
It is kanji?
yeah, it's one of them.
It's like he made a white guy mistake. He got like
No.
he got an Asian symbol on him, thinking it meant like tough guy or something, and it means like custodial worker or something.
No.
Wait, what did you get?
Nuts on chin.
Okay, it translates to Buddhist karma, but like
You got it thinking it meant karma,
it does,
but it means.
but it's more commonly known as like white collar worker or like. Right, Dave.
so that's
Wait,
one.
how are
Wait.
karma
He has 2
and-
tattoos. There's another one. It's the best tattoo I've ever seen.
Is it a cartoon character?
Yes.
I feel like I might know the answer because I just thought of one and I feel
Go.
like you told me and I subliminally.
All right, so say it.
Is it Tweety Bird?
Very close.
Yosemite Sam.
the Tasmanian Devil.
Getting closer.
Damn. Roadrunner.
Do you know?
I didn't even know he had a tattoo.
Bobby has a tattoo of Bobby. You know that Howie Mandel cartoon? You know that little kid, Bobby?
Aw.
Bobby's World?
Yeah. Aww.
And,
Where are they?
On my shoulder blade and my arm.
Would you ever get a tattoo on your butthole? On your asshole lips?
No.
Never?
No.
Would you let cartoon tattoo you? Your face? Clown makeup on your face?
I've seen somebody that had that.
And?
I gave him a bag of chips while I walked out of Subway.
Damn.
All right,
It was
so
like a young white kid.
Face tattoos are scary.
Is that in Koreatown?
It
Look.
was off of Vermont and like 2nd Street.
Yeah.
Look, people-
he's a white kid and he just has
Yeah.
like 4 things. I took pictures of that kid.
Yeah.
people
I
say
saw him skateboarding down
Yeah,
the
he
street.
had a
I was like,
skateboard.
"What
That's
the
crazy.
hell?"
people
Yeah.
say like when you get a tattoo on your hand where you can't cover it up, that's like a very like I'm saying fuck you to society. Like this means I'll never work at an office job, you know. But when you get a tattoo on your face,
Yeah.
that's like basically you like tattooing your middle finger like this to everyone. Like it's a very offensive.
You're making yourself an outsider for sure. Like
Yeah.
you crave.
like
to
there's
be
no
that
there was
black
nothing
sheep,
wrong with
for
you,
sure.
and now you like made yourself into like
you
an
either,
outcast.
You either, you know, got touched down there when you were younger.
Your uncle was your first boyfriend.
Your uncle was your first girlfriend. And then, or you think like, I'm going to do this so that I have to achieve what I'm going to achieve, like the goal I'm going to achieve to make it. Mm-hmm. Like a skateboarder just being, you know, I'm going to tattoo my face and fuck it. I'm going to have to make it to be pro one day or something like that.
Like you're handicapping yourself
Right.
for anything else.
Yes.
It's
but,
like-
but your, you know, your
With
goal
that
in life.
specific, yeah.
And you attract every other idiot with a tattoo on his face.
Which are like the worst people ever.
A lot of sickos with face tattoos.
Like
You gotta be a
Tyson.
little off to get a fucking tattoo in your face.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gathering a lot of knowledge and advice from you guys, and so I think I'm definitely gonna go with buying this girl her whorehouse. I think that's the decision.
Wait,
to make.
no. Let's talk about it some more.
We moved the date of this show because we know how important it is every episode to do trivia with Bobby. For those of you who don't know, Bobby is Japanese. Can't even fucking speak any of it. It's fucking horrible at it. And just took 2 weeks off to go to Japan and just came back recently. How was your trip?
It was awesome. I took my girlfriend there. And everything was going real smooth and nice.
Okay.
And then we met up with a couple friends.
Okay.
And they asked, so you guys planning on getting married?
Right.
And I'm like,
I ask you that shit all the time.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, nothing's planned. And then we walk out and she hits me. And she says, you're stupid.
Whoa.
And this is...
Wait.
this
and
is
now it's
Carol.
all she talks about?
No, and I didn't know what she was talking about.
Whoa.
So I get the silent treatment.
Wait, you're that stupid?
I guess I'm that stupid. I didn't realize what it was.
Okay.
So I walk home.
Wait, the beginning of the trip or end of the trip?
Towards the end, the last day of the trip.
Okay. And you're
She's
walking
like,
back?
I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, oh shit. And we never fight, but whenever it's I gotta tell you
Oh
something.
yeah, that's the other thing. This guy is my hero because I've never seen a couple in my fucking life like this who doesn't fight. They go everywhere together, holding hands. They're always happy, and they never fucking fight.
She's given him the silent treatment, and what is it, twice? Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Twice.
And this is the first time she raised her voice. Her voice
Whoa.
is pretty low, so it's her raising her voice is like at a regular tone.
Yeah, for those
Like,
of
you're
you,
stupid.
She's very quiet.
yeah, you don't even know if she's in the room. She never. Wait, she yelled at you, bro?
No, she's.
So tell us what,
Yeah,
tell
what
us what she
happened?
said.
So then she's like, I gotta talk. We gotta talk. I'm like, oh shit. And then she said,
She's pregnant.
no. She's like, you know what? We never even talk about marriage.
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh man. And then she says,
Damn, you're.
I just need to know, are we heading in that direction?
oh my
Normal.
God.
And then I'm
That's a
like,
normal
yeah,
question.
definitely. And then she's like, I know we're not ready, but I need to know that. So that's when it got real.
That's like so normal.
Shit is
That's the
getting
first
real.
time you got real in all those years? Did you fuck that night?
No, I don't think so.
Did you fuck? How many times did you fuck? in
Oh,
Japan?